is Sound of Freedom QAnon? Sorry. A little late to the topic. I just saw the movie over the weekend. GF heard it was good from people she works with. I watched the movie already knowing people were claiming it to be QAnon. Extreme right-wing, etc. The movie was about a guy who manages to rescue a kid and then goes undercover to rescue his sister. And is based on a true story. All I saw was a guy managing to bust some large players in child trafficking in Central America and was able to rescue a lot of kids along the way. I'm just trying to figure out why it's a bad movie and a QAnon movie. Perhaps I don't understand what QAnon is or something. The only explanation that currently makes sense to me is that left-wing news sources are claiming it to be QAnon because there are higher-ups that don't like people realizing how much of a problem it is. And the propaganda works to get a bunch of people who haven't seen the movie to also claim it's a QAnon movie. It's not a Q or canon movie. It is popular with that same group of people. Though it isn't just restricted to just them. Just as Trump wasn't part of the canon group. He was super popular with them. You could be a Trump supporter without believing in the Q stuff. Much as you can enjoy this movie without believing in the Q stuff. The movie gets criticisms because they've been liberally dramatic with the actual facts. Most movies based on a true story are though. It's because it's the true story of a situation that the government hasn't done anything about and that big media seems to shy away from and hide from outright. Likely due to the number of culpable people who pay their wages. Child sex trafficking seems to be a major problem in places like Israel, Ukraine, Europe and certain states in the USA, and it seems to piss off powerful people when they get exposed. Or someone tries to fight against it. There has been plenty of movies about human trafficking, so I do not get it either. It's nothing new at all. Child molesters say it's QAnon and a conspiracy. Mostly liberals. Fat white women wearing glasses and a bunch of facial piercings and colored hair. Looking like orcs from The Lord of the Rings. People who claim any or certain information is canon. Is usually pretty desperate have others not believe what's in front of them. Just another desperate leftist attack to try and discredit the movie. Makes you wonder why they are trying so hard to discredit a movie about child sex trafficking. Thinking face. I never really understood the whole Q movement. I was on this train long before they came around, and I feel like they did it just to discredit anyone that brings up legitimate topics. It's not. Honestly, we are seeing a lot of divide campaigns going on. The left outside of the media doesn't care about the film. They are just trying to get people to divide and fight for news. The only thing I gathered from a crazy person here on Reddit was that one of the guys in the movie, or something to do with the movie, is a grifter. So, never mind the movie. The story it's trying to tell. The problem it's trying to highlight. Because someone somewhere in Hollywood is a grifter. Lol. But I've never heard it being Q or some bullshit. It's all propaganda. It's actually quite sickening if people have some kind of grudge that big you can't even highlight a very important issue like this. 'Cause the lead actor believes in adrenochrome. They claim QAnon in the title, so people immediately tie it to an unbelievable conspiracy theory and don't go to watch the movie. It didn't work. Anyways. Because they paint anything that they want hidden from the mainstream as QAnon or a conspiracy. QAnon was created by the left, and so was this narrative. It's not. They don't mention Trump at all. Basically just a big propaganda smear campaign to keep the $150 billion yearly business operating as intended. People will try to tell you that the agent that the movie is about is a proven liar, blah blah, as if they didn't use actual footage of the arrest in the movie. It's a great movie with deep meaning, and the message from it should be universally welcomed in a society that doesn't act predatory towards children. QAnon is a CIA psyop to try and make Trump look bad. The CIA is also deeply involved in child trafficking, so it's not. Well, the script was written pre-QAnon. And the true story that the script was written about certainly predates that. So that should tell you all you need to know. Whoever is aligning the movie to QAnon is full of shit. What even is QAnon? There is Q. Then are Anons. Not all Anons are legit. So QAnon is exactly what? Seems like those in power and controlling the media have chosen to attach some things that appear to be true to QAnon in an attempt to discredit them. They successfully did that with Pizzagate. It went from a story with some credibility, Podesta's emails for instance, and turned it into a pizza place where kids were being tortured in the basement. People hate Mel Gibson. Also, there is a weird push to label this as right-wing propaganda due to a lot of people minimizing pedophilia in government politics. Hence MAP's Minor Attracted Person acronym. Spoiler, it's not. QAnon was from 2015, a decade. It's just a buzzword for anything the left doesn't like. Also, even in 2015, QAnon stories were banned in this sub and routinely downvoted, but you won't hear that fact from them either. One of the pillars of the QAnon movement was this: child trafficking, Epstein, Pedo Island, etc. That's the only link that I can think of. The star is a QAnon nut job. It's neither left or right, but it's not hard to see pedophiles are organizing under the left along with trans and gender stuff. Pedos want to be included under the same "be kind, love is love" banner. Minor attracted people. If they can call you racist for stopping him, they will. A man at the very end of the movie has a Q hat. He is laying down on the beach as the police comes in. Also the music. I am not sure, but it seems an instrumental music Q posted or from the same artist on YouTube. The guy it's very loosely based on, Tim Ballard, has made statements basically saying he believes in QAnon. He's distanced himself in recent times, but he used to be more vocal about believing in QAnon and QAnon adjacent things, and cultivating a QAnon-specific following for his grifts. It's not just propaganda. Q itself is a three-letter agency, ARG. The only thing I could see is when it had the children be kidnapped from the parents, which is an exceptionally rare method used in sex trafficking. This was likely done just to add more Hollywood drama rather than appeal to Q fans. The operatives of the left are told to spread the narrative of QAnon and the mindless drones willfully comply. Nothing more than that. I've been curious about this too. What even is QAnon? Who is a part of it? Was this about the Pizzagate conspiracy thing? Does anything related to child trafficking get automatically labeled as QAnon? Just trying to understand who these people are and what their beliefs are, as labeling something as QAnon is obviously meant to discredit it and make it seem crazy or fringe. If you want the actual reasoning, the main actor is a QAnon. Child trafficking isn't QAnon or right-left-wing related. The movie is also criticized for being inaccurate. But this is not a pro-trafficking stance.